Hey guys, it's Lemmingrush, and today we're going to be taking a look at a replay sent in to me by Get Clicked On. He's an MO, and in this replay he's going to be playing in his Scorpion G. So he's on the map Murovanka. It's a standard game. Typically what you'll find on Muro is the heavy tanks will typically go to the 2 line or the 0 line, and mediums will like to play on the 7, 8, and TDs will camp somewhere on the J line, either J2, H1, or J9-ish. So first thing you want to do before you start a game is look at the enemy team lineup. You can see they've got about 3 TDs. You could say they have 4, but the T30 is more of a heavy tank, so I'd expect it to play like a heavy tank. And they've also got a Batchat and a VK. So really what's likely to happen is it's very likely one of their heavies will go to the 2 line and another one will go to the 0 line. Their Batchat's probably going to play on the 7 to the 0 line. So that's what I'd be expecting. Get Clicked On probably expects the same. One thing that I do note, though, is how cautious he's being. Typically what I'd be doing in a TD is I'd be up where the SU-122-44 is, and that's going to allow you to get a shot on the potentially aggressive Batchat. Maybe one of their heavies is crossing to the 0 line and gets spotted, right? Like, there's a potential 1,000 damage early on in the game, and so that's just something to consider. You can see their Batchat is on the 9 line. He's just playing the hills there, and that's probably what he's going to do all game. You can see Get Clicked On is just sniping from here. It's a bit too cautious for me. I would be being more aggressive here, but at the same time, it's not a terrible play. You can see they've got a lot of tier 9 power, and we have no tier 9s on this flank, so really, if he were to be more aggressive, he'd be putting himself at risk, because if they send their Batchat and their VK over here, those tier 8 tanks aren't going to be able to kill them, and that side is just going to lose. So you can see Get Clicked On is pushing up. They don't have a single tier 9 heavy that's been spotted yet, so I'd be sort of like wondering where those guys are. Looking at the 2 line, they're not over there, and so they might be coming over to the 0 line. You know, it's something to keep in mind. Basically, in this type of situation, again, if you don't know where the enemy powerhouses are, you don't really want to be committing to a fight that you might not be able to win. So you can see their T30 and their VK. Yeah, their VK just got lit. Okay, there we go. T30 and their VK are lit. So basically you know that the majority of the enemy team's firepower and armor are on the 0 line. Now, if you look at what he has, he's got 2 tier 8s. Both of them have a really shitty pen and an SU-122-44. So he's going to have to run away. A lot of people have trouble with dying early on. I actually just saw a forum post asking how, to avoid that. And the key is to just not engage in fights that you can't win. You can see he's not going to be able to solo 5 tanks when it's not solo, but he's not going to be able to win that fight, so he just runs away. It's a completely decent thing to do. He's looking for shots on the STA. I think he gets this one, yeah, and lights him on fire. Fucking legendary. He does like 1,000 damage with that shot, and he's just going to continue to run away and look for shots at the same time. As he's doing this, I'd be a bit cautious about the Batchat. What can happen is Batchats might be pushing up to like here, so A8 on the minimap. You can see though he hasn't done that, so really Get Clicked On has nothing to worry about in terms of people spotting him. Like, if the VK and T30 are pushing up, he's going to spot them first. So it's actually pretty, it looks like he's in the open, but in reality he isn't, because there's nothing to threaten him. So right now he's looking for shots on the VK. That one misses. He didn't really have a silhouette on the VK, so it makes sense that he misses. It's better to take the shot anyways, though, and, maybe get lucky than it is to never take that shot. You can see he's looking for shots on the T43 there. Again, that misses as well, but another situation of better to take the shot than not to do anything. So M46 Patton is pinging him. One thing you're going to notice is that the M46 Patton was originally in this area at the beginning of the game, and he's gone and tried to front a VK and a T30 from the front. Sorry, he's tried to fight those two from the front. That guy's making a mistake. He wants help from Get Clicked On, but really Get Clicked On isn't in a position where he can go out brawl a VK. Even though this guy's stock, it's just not going to happen. So what he's going to want to do is he's just going to want to take advantage of the fact that the M46 is spotting for him and try to get as much damage done. You can see he gets lit here. That's the AMX 1357 who drives right into his gun. And now the 1357, he's going to die to the 704 in a second here. Any second now. There we go. So right now, Get Clicked On is sort of faced with this problem of, what do I do? He has to defend against people who are probably going to be pushing up the A to the D line into their base. And he's also sort of in a position where he might be getting pushed in by this Jagdtiger. So what he decides to do, in my opinion, is probably not the best play. What he should be doing is he should be going to kill that Jagdtiger in the MT25. honestly, the MT25 is probably a one-shot by now, and the Jagdtiger, you know, he might be a two-shot at worst. So that's what I'd be doing. What that would allow you to do is if you got up to G3, you'd be able to play these ridges and put side shots into people like the T43 and stuff. So that's what I would do. It would also allow you to kill Artie. You haven't done that though, which is interesting. And right now you're sort of faced with a problem of you've got a bat shot on one side of you and a T43 on the other. So what you're going to want to do right now, and he does this, he focuses down the one shot. That's the correct thing to do. He manages to kill that guy. There's the Jagdtiger over there who is a two shot, and now really all you have to worry about is the bat shot. So what could happen is the Jagdtiger could try to push through and flank you. Really, that isn't a threat because you've got a full HP T28 prototype and as well an LTTB. So you don't have to worry about that. Basically, you're just going to have to focus on killing the bat shot and the VK and the T30 who are going to be in front of you, keeping in mind that you're a one shot for the T30. So there's the T30, there is the VK. You do the right thing here. A lot of people might just tunnel vision on the VK. Backing off and making sure that the T30 can't hit you is definitely the smartest play. You also have to be a bit careful because the what's it called? VK is stock, so his gun won't have as much penetration, but that doesn't matter. You're in a glass cannon effectively, so yeah, the VK will have more DPM. You can see the T30 drove into the open, effectively throwing the game. You're going to be able to finish him off here, I believe. Yeah, there you go. And now you sort of you have this problem where there's a Batchet behind you and a Jagdtiger behind you and a VK in front of you. So what you're going to need to do, and you do this, is push the VK. What that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to turn around and deal with the two people who are going to come up behind you. So this is definitely the correct play. Hopefully the 704 would push up and try to help you out as well. You know, you couldn't really communicate with him because it's random game. You can see he isn't doing that though, so that's actually unfortunate. What you're going to want to do right now is just sort of hope Artie can help you, and unfortunately you're forced to slow play it. Sorry about the mouse flick there. You can see he's pushing up. You're able to put a shot into the VK. That one bounces, unfortunately. You know, what can you do? The VK shoots a building. I think you might be able to reload before he does. Yeah, you do. Okay, cool. And then you're going to use the house for cover. So really all you have left is a GW Panther and a 704 who has to deal with potentially a Jagdtiger and a Batshot. You can see the 704 has come to help you out. Really, I think you shouldn't have taken that hit there. You know, it's a pretty obvious mistake considering the 704 got the kill, but yeah. If you just zoomed out and played that a bit more slowly, I understand there was a Batshot coming behind you that you had to worry about. You might have been able to save yourself some hit points because now you're a one-shot to the Jagdtiger and the Batshot. So in this situation where it's a 2v2, really, they've got 3 already, but who cares? You're doing the right play. I would probably be a bit more aggressive. I'd try to kill the Jagdtiger. The problem with that play, though, is the Batshot would just come up and clip you. So I like this play. You're in a position to support the 704, and now it's just a waiting game. Basically, you have to wait for the Batshot or the Jagdtiger to push into you. And honestly, if they do, you can just kill the Jagdtiger in one shot. I didn't catch the Batshot's hit points, but, you know, if you had something like XVM, you'd be able to tell. So the ISU 152 is trying to tell you to push up the middle and kill Artie. You're way more polite than I would have been. Actually, I probably would have just blacklisted him, but whatever. That's a bad play, and I'll explain why. They've got a Batshot, and they've got 3 Artie. One Artie would spot you, and you might be able to kill 1 Artie, maybe 2, but honestly, 3 Artie, one of them is going to get lucky if all 3 of them shoot. So you can see Scorpion move, please spot the Arties. Really, it's just not a smart play when they've got a Batshot running around the map. I'm going to watch this faster because I actually don't know how long he waits here for. But really, like, this is the best he can do. He's in a tank destroyer. He's a one-shot. He has to play defensively. There you go. There's the Batshot. The Batshot has 900 hit points. You put 1 shot into him. We're watching this in ×2. And really, now that Batshot isn't going to be able to push, there's the Jagdtiger pushing into you as well, though. You're not spotted. Your 704 just dies to artillery, and you are able to kill that Jagdtiger. So what you're going to want to do in this situation is it looks like the Batshot's pushing into you. He probably isn't going to do that if he's a decent player. I mean, he does have 5 kills, but, you know, people get lucky. So what I really like you doing here is I like you using the Artie. A lot of people aren't going to like that, but really, this guy, he's a tier 7 Artie. He has very little chance of hitting a Batshot on the move. Honestly, his position, using him as a scout, is going to be way more effective than you dying for him. So I really like, it's a dick play, but I actually think it's very positive. So Right now, I have watched this replay, so I know you sort of just wait here. After a certain amount of time, maybe 30 seconds of him not pushing up the A line, what you're going to want to expect is for him to come up the 1 line, or probably from like D3 over this, oh shit, I can't do that, there we go, over this hill. So we're going to watch it in ×4 because really it's a TD, it's just camping. And you move up. So as you move up, you really need to be cautious. I would really be expecting him to come up here or directly in front of you. You can see you're aiming directly in front of you. That's where you expect him to be. I would be really cautious because typically what he might be trying to do is trying to use the Yak Tiger or something for cover and get shots into this area. So, yeah. Right where you are right now, I don't really like this position. You don't have very many eyes. You can see the bat shot pushes directly into you, which is a bit hilarious. And you're able to finish him off. What I'd do is I would just knock over a tree and sit in that tree, and then you'd be able to spot anyone who's up on the hill or anyone else who's like, you know, pushing in the way the bat shot did, which is meh in my opinion. There's a GW Panther right here. A lot of people would try to just stop and try to finish him off. You do the right play and decide not to engage him. Many people underestimate Artie, and the truth is, at close range, it doesn't take a lot of skill to hit a tank. Like, it's something you really need to be careful of, and I really like how you decide to not engage him here. You're going to look for another angle. So you come around wide. I like how you play these bushes. If the GW Panther tries to get out of cover, you'll be able to spot him before he spots you. So this is a really good play. What you're going to want to do is just try to finish him off. You can see he's in the open. There you go, you get the kill. Now you have to deal with 2 other Arties. So incoming Artie shells are probably going to come in your general vicinity. Yeah, there you go. And now you're sort of stuck with this situation. How do you kill 2 artillery? If you kill one of them, you're probably going to get lit. So, yeah. I actually haven't watched past this point in time because I kept fucking up the recording. I'm just going to speculate on how you can do this. So what I would do is, and it looks like you're going to do this, is I would go up to G1. There's some bushes there. There's also another Scorpion G you could use for cover, and that's going to maybe allow you to spot artillery, and then what you can do is you can go up to this house here and work from there. That's what I would do. What some people might try to do is to get on cap. The problem with getting on cap is it tells them exactly where you are. Now, that might actually be a good thing. They've got an FV207 and an SU14-2. None of which are good at TD emoting. So that's actually what I would try doing, you know, now that I've thought about it, is I would get on cap and I would force them to come to me. Because really, if they're forced to shoot at you on the move, they're probably going to miss. So you can see you're pushing into the Artie here. You do have 6th Sense. I would be very wary of a TD being, yeah, there you go, SU14-2, right where I thought. And right now it's sort of like, hopefully the other Artie isn't there as well. The GW Panther's clearing out any Artie behind you. Sometimes Artie will sit back there as well. You can see you're just praying not to get clicked. Right now there's a minute and 30 seconds left in the game. Honestly, right now is when you'd want to get on cap with the GW Panther. That's probably the best play. It's an FV207. Hopefully, you know, if someone's to die, it would be your GW Panther, and then the FV207 gets lit. And yeah, just watch this in ×2, see how it plays. So what you're doing right here is really smart. What some people would do is they would get, you know, your cover. Well, it's an FV207. It's obviously going to blind fire any cover that it can get its hands on. You can see the GW Panther is driving near cover. Again, that's a complete mistake. As he actually, yeah, oh my god. He is actually hugging cover. Now, that is the worst possible thing you can do. In a situation like this, you're going to want to get away from cover if you can. You can see, if the Artie was to blind fire, the first places I would blind fire are these bushes, and then I would blind fire that building. So, yeah, the FV207 is either going to be forced to push into the cap circle and hope he gets lucky, or try to blind fire both of them. You can see the GW Panther is moving. Again, this is the next mistake that he's making. When you're in a position like this, you want to stand still, because moving lowers your camo rating and it makes you easier to spot. Obviously, though, that doesn't really matter. The 207's on cap. And that's the game. Alright, so hopefully this replay was helpful. I was a bit lost because a lot of it is sniping and not playing aggressively. Hopefully, though, I was still able to help out, you know, TD players. Obviously, I'm not one of the greatest TD players on the server or anything, but, you know, hopefully this was helpful. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I hope to see you around. Later, guys. Bye-bye.